Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? Where you can receive a world-class education and learn more about yourself? Where there are amazing opportunities in the here and now and even better on the horizon. If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
A very good evening from the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. It is the final match on day 4 of this 13th edition of the Sultan of Johor Cup 2025. And it's a big one. It is Australia taking on India. And the reason it's a big one, well, let's look at the league table and then you'll see exactly why. Australia and India sit top of the ladder. There is one round of the round robin to go. And a win to either of these teams tonight will assure them a place in the final on Saturday. So if they win, they were assured of the final. If they draw, well, suddenly then it's a completely different perspective because Great Britain could crash the party as well. If one of them wins, then also there is a chance that Pakistan and Great Britain could leapfrog the team that loses. It will, of course, depend on goal difference going into those final matches as to who would take their place. So plenty to play for in this game. I'm sure both the teams are well aware of it. As you can see, Great Britain in 3rd place at the moment, Pakistan in 4th place, and then Malaysia sitting in 5th and New Zealand in 6th. Well, that is the league table as it stands at the moment. How will it stand at the end of the next hour? Australia versus Great Britain, huge rivalry between these two teams. And if we look at the result last year, well, in fact, if you look at last year, Australia had not beaten India in the Sultan of Johor Cup since 2017. But they did beat India last year by a score of 4-0. So India have been really on top of Australia leading into last year. But Australia managed to reverse that. Australia have the most miserly defence in the competition at the moment. They've conceded just 1 goal in their opening 3 games. Now, India, and that was against Malaysia, and it was a penalty corner. India, though, are, of course, one of the highest scoring teams. Only coming into today, Pakistan had scored more goals than India. So India have scored 10 goals in their 3 games. So this, you feel, may be a big test for the goalkeepers for Australia, Matthew Edwards and Magnus McCausland. But also a test for their defensive formation as well. India, they're able to mix it up a little bit. And Hundal, well, he will love to take it to a lot of the Australian players as well. Australia just going through a final warm-up. India, their players have already come off. You can just see PR Srijesh just down below looking pretty relaxed, although don't think that doesn't hide underneath that relaxed look. A fierce competitor. And he will want his team to get one over the Australians. There he is, looking very relaxed. And at one of the rare occasions you will see him without a smile on his face. Just getting his players around him one last time, because after this they will start the march and onto the field of play. And the formalities will take place, and then the action. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing this game with you. and hopefully you will enjoy it. We had a cracker to start with today. New Zealand, who hadn't won a game, turning over Pakistan. And I know we've got a lot of viewers coming in from India to watch this game. And the one thing I would say, and I don't want to take anything away from that victory by New Zealand, but Pakistan played last night. The game last night went a lot longer because there were a lot of referrals. And so they wouldn't have got back to the hotel, well, probably same as India. It was about 11:30, I think. So they finished the game at about 10:30, 20 to 11. And then they did their warm downs here as well. So they had about an 18-hour recovery to play the opening game today. And I have to say that towards the end of that game, Pakistan's players did look a little bit weary. And I have read some comments since then where people are saying that, you know, well, they do have the substitutes. They can roll the substitutions. They chose to leave players on the field of play. I'm not going to comment on that, but I think Pakistan to double up after the game against India last night, which would have been an emotional game as well. It was a tough call, and I think they just struggled a little bit this morning or this afternoon. Because last night's game was a wonderful game, and it was played in great spirit, and all the players were a credit to their nation. Well, Dylan Downey will be wearing the captain's armband again for Australia tonight. Wore it last night in their 2-0 victory over Great Britain. Dylan Downey hails from Goulburn in New South Wales. Plays for the Fireflies Hockey Club. I have to say I like that name. Rohit, the captain of India, has come forward. They've tossed the coin, if it is a coin. And I think Rohit has said he wants the far end. So they're going to turn around by the looks of things from the way they are at the moment. And India will start to our left and Australia to the right. India giving Australia a pennant. Not sure that Australia gave India anything, which is a bit of a shame. Well, the umpires for this match are Amar Chudasama from England and Harry Silvaraju from Singapore. So they will be the men in charge, and I can tell you the video umpire tonight is Ravdeep Sethi. No, that's not Ravdeep Sethi, is it? Because, yeah, it is Ravdeep Sethi, and he's from Hong Kong. Well, the players following the umpires out onto the field of play, and as we've seen all day, a slow amble onto the centre of the field. Temperature not too bad at the moment. We had a storm earlier today. It was very humid for the first game when New Zealand played Pakistan, and then it has got cooler as the day has progressed. There's been a nice breeze that's blown initially straight across the ground into the main stand, and then it sort of swung around and was blowing from right to left as you look at your screens. Well, the players are in position, so we can now have the national anthems. And first it will be Advance Australia Fair, the national anthem of Australia. Some emotional faces there as we now turn our attention to the Indian national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. Well, the national anthem's over. These two unbeaten teams now can go head-to-head. As they go through the final handshake, we look at the team lineups. And first of all, we look at the lineup for Australia. Starting under the bar for them will be Magnus McCausland, who won a Man of the Match playing award the other night. Toby Mallon, as I said, not captain tonight. Dylan Downey will wear the armband. Ian Grobbelaar has been crucial from penalty corners. He's scored 3 for Australia. Stebbins has been strong at the back. So too is Toonen in the midfield along with Oliver Will. And Hawthorn is always looking dangerous whenever he gets the ball. We'll have to see how this game pans out, but those are the key players, I believe, for Australia, who is coached by Jay Stacey. Turn our attention to India. Well, starting under the bar for them is Prince Deep Singh. And then they've got, again, Rohit is their captain, but there are other dangers within the team. If you look for Amir Ali, he's always going to cause problems. Manmeet, again, good work through the midfield into the circle. Arijit Hundal is always going to be a danger up front. And we've seen Gurjot and Surab coming into their game in the last match. Their coach, of course, is PR Srijesh. So the teams have swapped ends, and the substitutes just making their way off the field of play. Just trying to see where the supporters for Australia, I think they're over to our left-hand side because there's a nice Indian contingent on the right. And it will be Australia to get us underway in this match. Remember that the winner will book themselves a place in the final on Saturday. If it's a draw, then there are so many permutations that could change who plays in the final on Saturday. Suddenly, possibly 3 or 4 teams could all be vying for that spot. Just waiting for the umpires. I think there's just actually the Indian goalkeeper just sorting out the kit behind his goal. That's Prince Deep. Prince Deep, who started playing in 2016. There's a buzz around the crowd at the moment because they're just waiting for the action to start. We've had all the formalities. The umpires are happy now. Just a quick check, I think, to the technical bench. And we can hopefully get this match underway. We thank you once again for your company. And we hope that you'll be back to join us for the last 2 days of the Sultan Johor Cup 2025. It's been fantastic to have so many viewers from India and Pakistan joining us. And last night we had over 100,000 people tuning in to catch the game. Again, we're just now seeing the kit being sorted out behind the Australian goal. You just wonder why this wasn't done in the warm-up, but it's done now, and hopefully we can proceed with the game. So Australia get us underway. Push back from Patrick Andrew, the West Australian who plays his hockey for the Westside Wolves Club. Out wide it went to Bryce Hammond. Free hit though straight away, won by India. Rohit comes forward to take it, plays it into the forward line. Arshdeep gets it under control out wide. Plays the ball back. Talan Priyabhata. PB Sunil now. Looks to set off. PB Sunil, good run from him, looking to take on Jackson. In the end, Jackson forced him to go back once more. Rohit. I have to say, India have some of the brightest shoes you've seen on a hockey field. The bright yellow, and there's a couple of them in the bright orange as well. Down the left-hand side, they come again. Good ball this time, picked up by Roshan Kuja. But it's good defence by Australia, just keeping them on that far side and making them go back. It was a good run again from Amir Ali, trying to pick that one up. So now Dylan Downey over the ball for Australia. Plays it square to Ian Hrobler. Back to Downey. India working hard again, trying to close him down. And he did well. Played it off the stick that time. And over the side it went. Gurjot was the player that was hoping to steal it away from him. Oh dear, that's lifted up. And that's caught the Indian player in the face. And caught him on the side of the head. Just trying to see who it is. There's no blood by the looks of things, so that's good. Well, it was Priyabhata who took that blow. Glancing blow to the head for the big defender. Played for the UP Rudras in the Hockey India League. Said that he was happy to join that because he wanted to work with Cedric D'Souza, the former Indian coach, and he felt he could help him with his defensive duties. Cedric, of course, now involved with Austria these days. Thrown to the air. PB Sunil is underneath that. That has got to be his ball, and he plays on quickly. Into the circle he goes. PB Sunil on the forehand. Tried to play it forward, but it was a good tackle that came in that time from Cade Lee. Cade Lee on the ball now for Australia. Goes back to the corner, but was that a foul? Not, says the umpire. In fact, it's going to be a foot of the Indian player, so 16 to Australia. Did just for a split second it looked like Gurjot had been upended. Running into that space was PB Sunil. Jackson didn't take too kindly to that. Comes back again to Campbell. Tom Campbell, the man from Toowoomba in far north Queensland. Plays for the Rangeville Hockey Club. As does, well, I'll tell you in a minute, because it's a great ball into the circle. Jackson trying to turn again. Across the face of goal. Great save there. Well, Prince Deep with an outstanding save. And that has kept India from being a goal behind. The other player from the Rangeville Hockey Club was Matthew Hawthorne, known as Skip up in those parts. A great early start there for Duncan Jackson. Kingston playing it back into the defensive line. It'll come to him again, but he's closed down quickly. Down the line he goes. And that was good from Anmol Eka to keep the ball in play. Kingston again. Australia working hard, closing down a lot of the options for India. That's a lovely pass and a nice turn as well from Ajit Yadav. Yadav into the circle, a lovely dink over the stick. Tries to lay it back, but Australia should clear it. Stolen back by India. Oh, across the face of goal. And Arijit Hundal was there, but he couldn't get the touch. Well, some polite applause from the Indian fans. Ankit Pal plays it back to Rohit. Rohit throws it into the air. Tennis star brought down, appeals for danger, and it will be a free hit to Australia. Downey carrying the ball forward. Will come wide again. Stebbings making himself available. That's a lovely ball to Mallon, and a good covering tackle coming from PB Sunil. So Mallon from the side. In fact, well, he was given a ball, he rejected that, and then the one that was on the pitch was not played to him. Mallon self-passes. Has to come out of the circle now. Plays it to Stebbings. It's good work being done by Tom Campbell, trying to give an option down the line. And just being lost that time. It was a good tackle taken away from Hawthorne. Hawthorne, though, gets the ball from the side this time. Slips it through the smallest of gaps and managed to find Oliver Will. Will is tenacious and try to hang on to it for Australia, but India have come up with it. Comes wide again to Kingston. Kingston just dropping it back, Ankit Pal. And carried forward again by India. Accelerating forward, PB Sunil. And that's going to break kindly into the circle. This could be danger for Australia. Well, it'll be a long corner. It was a good break, pouncing on the mistake by Ajit Yadav. So Yadav couldn't create the goal that India wants so badly, but they've taken the long corner, drilled in the deflection, goes away from the goal. Manmeet was looking ready to pounce. And that is a painful blow. I think they just caught on the inside of the knee, it appeared. Well, we're approaching the halfway stage of this first quarter. Still 0-0 at the moment. Will goes to the air. Unable to bring that under control was Patrick Andrew, so India back with it. Rohit feeds it out wide, and now it's Kingston. Feeds it down the line into the path of Manmeet. Back to Kingston it goes. Priyabhata to Rohit. And a little bit of space down the left-hand side for India. Advancing towards the circle. Held up by Australia. Into the circle it goes that time from Hundal. Collected and carried out by Stebbings. In fact, it was Stebbings, yep. Doubting my own vision. Hawthorn does well. But coming back, stolen back by Roshan Kujar. Read the pass well, turned over once again. It's Toonan now, Lucas Toonan. Sproul. And the free hit is gone Australia's way. Good work by Oscar Sproul, the Tasmanian. Ian Chrobala. Toonan again. Off the stick of the Indian player who is not happy about his own skills. Toonan goes back to Chrobala again. A little mistrap by him. Looking to pounce India. Pressure now applied on Toonan as he cuts infield. Chasing him all the way is Gurjot. Good pass though, edge of the circle. Nice turn as well coming from Stanger. But it is going to be a free out for India. India again, happy to calmly walk it out of defence. And Moleka goes back to his captain, Rohit. Out onto the left-hand side now. Comes back to Rohit again. And Moleka. And working hard in the forward line for Australia. Moving back and forth is Dakin Stanger. Also working hard, Patrick Andrew. Rohit once more. Decides he'll carry it forward. Stanger lets him go now as it comes across to PB Sunil. Just pushes that into Kingston in the midfield. Hundal. And, well, he was trying to find the lead from Arshdeep, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too far ahead of Arshdeep Singh. Australia throw it out wide. It kicks off the turf, but it's brought under control. Infield it will come now. Hawthorn. The minute he received it, set off, but it was dispossessed then. And now there's a chance again for India. Roshan Kujar carried it forward, slipped it to Arshdeep. Little deflection over the baseline, it'll go. That was clever from Chrobala, just letting it go up off his stick and over the side. Kingston waits for the ball. Traps it on the line. Takes it quickly himself. Goes back to PB Sunil. Priyabhata. feeds it out onto the left-hand side. Down the line, India go, then they cut infield. Good play from Amir Ali. Arshdeep carries it into the circle. Arshdeep looks to lay it back. There was nobody at the penalty spot. Lovely run by Arshdeep. Unfortunately, though, nobody there for India as he delivered. Arshdeep, another product of the Round Glass Punjab Hockey Academy. And that'll be brought down well by PB Sunil. Good defence again by Australia. Back they come to Ankit Pal. Priyabhata thought about slapping that one through the middle, but I think there were too many Australian players there. Comes back to Priyabhata again. Pulling wide was Ankit Pal, but he goes to PB Sunil. Good steal, well-timed tackle again. And that was good work by Duncan Jackson. Jackson keeps possession for Australia, waits for support. That comes in the form of Mallon. Mallon feeds it down the line, but good cover. Over the side it goes, though. And it will be Australia's ball from the sideline. Lucas Toonen. He thought about going to the line. He's changed direction now, and India just got a touch. Toonen knows they can't tackle him. Great intercept inside the circle. So really good defending from India. Toonen, I think, thought he was going to be sailing through, but just stepping out to steal it was Roshan Kuja. And there's a bit of space now down the left-hand side. Scurrying to get back is Patrick Andrew. He's got goal side, so India have to go back to the halfway line. Just over 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Comes wide now to Anmol Ekka. Remember, the winner of this match guaranteed a place in the final on Saturday. Good jump to take that one wide that time by Hawthorn again. Well, Australia were just, I think, letting India go on with it. They knew it was their free hit. Dylan Downey. Well-directed pass again. It took a little touch off the Indian player, but strong driving through the middle, but India have stolen it back. That was good play that time coming from Surab. And a good lead from Surab that time. Surab gets in under control, cuts infield. Downey looks to go with him. Surab pushes it wide. India getting close, and again it was a good idea to go to the baseline, but Roshan Kuja was a little bit too far ahead of him. Couldn't keep it in play. So Australia again with a 16. Comes wide to Ian Chrobala. We're into the final minute now. And almost stolen. In fact, it was stolen. Picked up in the end. Well played by Kingston. Short pass, top of the circle. There's trouble here. Play towards goal. Really strong defence from Chrobala. And a long corner is the call, but there's not much time left. They need the ball quickly. And that has not been something we've seen a lot of, but it has come out now. India leave it. A little bit of a miscommunication. 15 seconds left. If they're going to get it in, Kingston has to play it in, you feel now. He pushes it out wide. We're into the final 10 seconds. Drilled towards goal. Good, strong defence from Australia. Pushed over the side by the captain, Dylan Downey. And that, you feel, will be the last play of the first quarter. Well, it's been lively. There's been some really solid defending, but there have been no goals. At the first break, Australia 0, India 0.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Welcome back, and India have switched their goalkeepers, as they've been doing pretty much throughout the tournament. Bikramjit goes under the bar now for them. Just looking to see if Australia have changed theirs. I think not. No, it is still going to be Magnus McCausland, the man from Derwent Hockey Club, who 2019 played in a grand final for the Premiership and won man of the match when he was just 14 years of age. That's got to be some sort of record. And here he is now, playing at the Sultan Johor Cup. Australia get the second quarter underway. Played back to Will. He'll get the ball once more. Been kept fairly quiet in the first quarter. Oliver Will, who's been one of the live wires for Australia. Interception is a good one by Amir Ali. Ajit Yadav. It was actually Anmol Ekka, my apologies. We'll come to Anmol Ekka again. Once again, Priyabhata goes back to Anmol once more. He's going to get closed down now. There's not too many options, and Priyabhata helps him out. Good work again by Patrick Andrew. Product of Shenton College in Perth, Western Australia. Thrown over the top, and it's brought down superbly, and that's going to be the first penalty corner of the game. It was good running by Anmol Ekka that time. Came off the sideline, and it's the first penalty corner of the match for India. And I can tell you that they have actually got one of the lowest conversion rates in the tournament. 4 from 27 coming into today. That is a 14% conversion rate. Only 2 teams had it lower than that, New Zealand and Great Britain. And the average in the tournament itself is 21%. So I'm not sure whether Australia need to be worried or whether India are finally going to get it right. But while they're thinking about it, let's just mention some of our sponsors. Follow at Study Perth on Instagram and see what your next adventure looks like. And of course, iJourney, careers captured differently. Comes to the first battery, strong flick, but it was too high that time from Ekka. He's certainly got plenty of power behind that, but the direction was lacking. Good ball down the sideline for Australia. Andrew got it infield, gets the ball back. It was good play again by Hawthorn. Chrobala now. Goes back and played forward by Dylan Brick. Will trying to play it out on the far side. Rohit was the man who just got a touch to take it over the side. Bryce Hammond throwing it to the air. And Moleka plays it forward now. Ravni. And again, PB Sunil brings it down well, keeps it in play on the baseline. Fires it across, it's broken loose and shot and a full stretch cover. Defending well, Dylan Brick. And it was a really good attempt from Roshan Kuja. He's won a long corner for his side. Back it goes again to Rohit. Comes wide to Ravni. Rohit again. Pushes it out wide. And Moleka. Ravneet again will collect. Just turns, plays it down to PB Sunil. Wanted to go back to Rohit, but it was good work again by Patrick Andrew, who prevented that pass being made. Anmol. Again, Sproul this time closing down and Moleka. Ravneet. And Australia pivoting well. And Moleka a little bit behind him that time. Sproul just hangs off. Rohit. Ravneet again. Ravneet this time slides it down the line to PB Sunil. Sunil sets off, drops the ball back behind him. It's going to come back to Ravneet again. That was well played once more by Ankit Pal and Moleka. Rohit again, edging over halfway, not sure whether he should go any further, decides he better not and just stays back. Rohit again, there's a little bit of space now. Ravneet angles it to the back post. There was, well, Arijit Hundal was looking to come in there, but it was too far ahead of him. But it was a good idea from Ravneet after patient build-up by India. Almost 5 minutes gone in the teams. I mean, they would have to win their final game to still get into the final. They would be in a stronger position, but it will depend on the results. India's final game is against Malaysia's. Australia's is against Pakistan. If they feel they've got a sniff of making the final, trust me, they will be out and up for it. And Moleka again. Goes back to Rohit. Now it goes on to the left-hand side, and India, well, they've tried the left-hand side several times and the defence has been really good. They've not managed to find a good avenue into the circle from there. Jackson now putting on the pressure. Rohit now almost back onto his 23. Lifts it over the top. And Ravneet can't keep that one in play. Over the side it goes. So good pressure from Australia pays dividends. They get the ball from the side now. Good run forward from Toonan, but the ball didn't come. So Toonan now drops back into the midfield, offering an alternative there. Thrown back over the top. Helped down the line by Dylan Brick. And the free hit goes against Australia. There was a bit of a moan you could hear from one of the Australian players there. I'm not sure whether it was Jackson or whether it was Toonan. PB Sunil. And Moleka. And Moleka again. PB Sunil helps it down the line. Arijit Hundal. Hundal, two players closing him down. PB Sunil throws it wide out onto the left-hand side. It's brought down by Ravneet. Ravneet gets to the baseline, looks to play it in. Did it hit the foot? Yes, it did. Caught the foot that time of Tom Campbell. So second penalty corner to India. Can they make this one count? Once again, just like to acknowledge One Active, the three-stage hydration system. Preparation, performance and recovery, designed to keep you performing at your peak from warm-up through to the final whistle. oneactive.com.au. And of course, as I mentioned before, iJourney careers captured differently. Check out their website, iJourney.au. Arijit Hundal goes to the baseline. Rohit waits at the top of the circle. Rohit is at the second battery. Yadav is at the first. Ajit Yadav is at the first battery. It goes to Rohit. It's stopped well. It's a good flick. It's gone in. Well, the rebound from Arijit Hundal, I think it had already gone in before that. But we will get clarification. Maybe it came off the post, but it is 1-0 to India. I thought Rohit's ball went straight in and back out. If not, it will be Arijit Hundal's goal. But we will hear in a minute who it's come from. But that is just what India wanted. And Australia just using the celebration time. So it was indeed Rohit who scored the goal. So a good flick by the captain. And that is his third goal. He becomes the leading goal scorer now for India. And that is our 26th penalty corner converted. At 26 field goals now, 26 penalty corners going head to head. 5 penalty strokes. Sproul plays on with it quickly. India were just caught napping a little bit there. Good steal though. Rohit stepping out when needed. Nice turn that time coming from Gurjot. Holding play up. Rohit goes back into the defensive line. Played out wide by Priyabhata. Ankit Pal took a bit of a tumble, but now it's Arijit Hundal. He looks to check back. His stick was caught. Takes the free hit quickly. Hundal, tricky customer. Will get another free hit. Jackson penalised this time. India happy to go back again. Priyabhata to Rohit. Comes wide to PB Sunil. Sunil back to Rohit again. Sproul was wondering whether he should go and try and cut off that ball to Priyabhata. Hundal leads, but the ball too far ahead of him, but it was good cover again coming from Tom Campbell. Campbell sticking to Hundal, not giving him too much space. Trying to turn now is Will, but Manmeet in close attention. Will come through the middle, and that was a bold pass, but it's a good one to find Bryce Hammond. He's gone early, looking for the run of Sproul, but it goes all the way through to PB Sunil. Nice touch just to take an infield from Gurjot. Gurjot continuing his run. So too is Arshdeep, picked up in the defence. Good defence coming this time from Downey. And eventually it goes over the side, so it'll be India's ball. India happy to go back to Priyabhata. Rohit now is going to get closed down by Sproul, so it goes back to Priyabhata again. Now out onto the left-hand side. Hundal receives it well. He's facing the chance of taking on Campbell. A good pass, good save, McCausland. That was a really good save to stop Amir Ali, making it 2-0 to India. Amir Ali, again, one of those players that just drifts in and out, product of the KD Singh Babu Hockey Society. Him and his brother Shankru, who were looked after by coach Rashid Aziz. He fed them, coached them. So Malin calling for the ball. Eventually a ball appears. Will be taken by Hammond. Whistle has gone. I think we're coming back. Hammond maybe just taking it from in the field of play when it needed to be on the sideline. Goes back to Dylan Downey. And that was a lovely little touch by Manmeet. Manmeet's going to get the ball back. Manmeet trying to get a shot. Downey stays with him. Good defence as well coming back from Oliver Wilt. Pushes it over the side. Downey did very well to stick to Manmeet and not allow him to get the shot away. Hundal now tries to turn. He beat two of them, and a deflection is off the Australian stick. So long corner. Just over 4 minutes remaining now in this second quarter. India leading by 1-0. Remember, a victory for either of these teams will book them a place in the final. Hundal into the circle he goes. Tries to turn again. Took a deflection off the stick of Downey. Once again, Downey's defence solid. India, how did they steal that one? Good pass infield now to Kingston. He comes wide again onto the right-hand side. Ravni helps it forward. Now it's Manmeet. Beautiful tackle again coming in that time from Toby Mallon. Stebbins hemmed in the corner. Stebbins happy to take it back in there. And over the side it goes, and the Indian fans giving a bit of a cheer there for Stebbins as he lost control of it. Hundal dropping back into the defensive line. Comes out wide now again. Anmol Ekka will come back to Priyabhata. Little bit of space now for Roshan Kujar, but he goes back to Priyabhata and Moleka once more. Priyabhata thought about playing it out wide, goes back to Eka again. That's good pressure again from Patrick Andrew. Comes wide again to Ravneet. Sproul this time putting the pressure on. It's a mistake at the back from Priyabhata. He will get it under control. That's what Australia were waiting for. Andrew trying to cut off the pass to Anmol Eka, but India choosing the aerial route, and now Eka will carry it forward. Over halfway, just drops the ball back. Ravneet slides it down the line. Manmeet tries to turn. It was almost stolen by Campbell, but Manmeet somehow got it back. Evaded the challenge from Stebbings, and now it's thrown forward by Kingston, but too far forward. And out of play it goes. So Australia have been hemmed inside their own half for the best part of the last 7 or 8 minutes. There is no doubt India trying to find a second goal. Bikramjit has pretty much been a spectator, the goalkeeper for India. Comes wide again now. Ankit Pal feeds it to PB Sunil, chasing back. Took a deflection, it's going to fall kindly for Arshdeep. He tries to turn. Good defence again, Australia. One back, top of the circle, and the shot deflects, it goes wide. Adrohit with a really powerful strike that time. Adrohit looking to try and find the back of the goal. And again, the pressure high at the pitch from Gurjot. Australia have to throw it high and long. That was good by Andrew, feeds it wide to Jackson. It's been stolen away from him by PB Sunil. India now throw it high and long. Over the top it'll go. Gurjot is going to chase. So too Chrobala. Gurjot's quick. Chrobala, though, just got his body there and goes running into the net. Well, that was one of the things that I have to say Ian Chrobala's sisters were telling me. They used to beat him in every sprint. Now they said they don't even bother racing him. I can understand that. He is pretty quick. And take on the challenges you know you can win. In comes India again. Having to just check back, kept the ball in play. Good cover from Dylan Brick. It's going to force India to go backwards. And Moleka has Rohit square. Thrown into the circle, but watched all the way and brought down calmly by Lucas Toonen. And that is the end of the second quarter. And it's been a good one for India because they managed to find the back of the net. From their second penalty corner, their captain Rohit flicked home. And so as we head into the halftime break, it is Australia 0, India 1.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? Where you can receive a world-class education and learn more about yourself? Where there are amazing now and even better on the horizon? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? Where you can receive a world-class education and learn more about yourself? Where there are amazing opportunities in the here and now and even better on the horizon. If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. The halftime break coming to an end here, and it is Australia 0, India 1. And just a reminder of the situation: if either team wins today, they will go through to the gold medal match on Saturday. They are assured of a place. If it's a draw, well, then it becomes a lottery in the final games. But Australia has a very strong goal difference, so you would think that they would be in a good position. But their last game is against Pakistan. New Zealand could upset Great Britain, but Great Britain would be in a strong position. They're on 6 points, so they'd be 2 points behind the Indians and Australia if there was a draw. And so you would expect them on form at the moment to get 3 points, but I think Pakistan probably thought that today as well. And then you also have Pakistan. If they got a victory over Australia, they would move to 7 points. But as I said, the goal difference could be crucial. And Australia, if they draw tonight, would be on 8. So Australia don't want to lose because they fall into the mix with Great Britain and Pakistan. And in fact, their last game with Pakistan could in fact decide who goes through to the final, if they lost, that is. So Jay Stacey on your screen, trying to encourage his players to get back out there and take on this Indian side. India, who really at times in this tournament defensively have, I wouldn't say imploded, but they've just kind of lost their focus a little bit. But tonight they have looked very, very solid and have looked very good going forward. Australia come out onto the field of play. India go into one last huddle. The umpires looking to take up their positions, and then we can get things underway. I can tell you Magnus McCausland will remain in goal for Australia. Meanwhile, there has been a rotation again for India, with Princedeep Singh back under the bar for them. So it will be India to get us underway. Arshdeep waits on halfway. Are India about to book themselves another place in the final? They have played in 7 finals in 12 appearances, or 11 appearances rather. This is their 12th as they get us underway. And India have always played in a medal match in every appearance of the Sultan of Johor Cup. And Amir Ali gets the decision that it's his ball from the side. Goes back to Rohit. PB Sunil helps it up the side. Manmeet. Good little pass forward from him, finding Adrohit. Adrohit, who was part of a bidding war in the recent Hockey India League auction between Tamil Nadu Dragons and JSW Surma, with the Dragons winning out in the end. I think that shows you that he is a talent that many in India believe in. Pressure coming again from Andrew. Good work though by the captain Rohit. Goes back to Priyabhata. Amir Ali pulls wide onto the left. He'll be closed down now, but he gets the pass away. Chasing back to steal it off him. Good work again coming that time from Cade Lee. Malan, 3 Indian players converged on him to steal it away from him. Back it goes from Roshan Kujat to Amir Ali. Priyabhata has to go to the air. That's watched all the way onto the stick. The Indian player will be penalised. Dylan Brick, short pass to Malan. Malan comes wide to Hammond, but it actually was off the Indian stick. Manmeet just playing it out on the side. So Hammond now back to Dylan Brick. India converge again. Hammond tries to turn. It's a little bit of a shove there, but he will get the free hit. Ankit Pal just impeding him. Dylan Brick again has to go back into the defensive line. Stebbins fires that one forward. It was a good forward defensive from Will into the path of Toby Malan, but then stolen away from Sproul, and India carry it out at pace. Infield it goes. Lovely little evasion of the tackle there by India. Amir lurking just on the halfway, plays it down the line. Super pass by him, manages to feed it forward to Gurjot. Over the side it goes. Gurjot looking to play it in, takes a touch. On his day again, Gurjot is one of those players that is sublime to watch. Manmeet tries to get on with things quickly, comes back to Amir Ali. India transferring the ball well. Rohit plays it straight to the man coming on, Anmol Eka. He plays it out to PB Sunil on the right. And that will be Manmeet penalised that time. So Australia now to try and play it out from defence. Comes crossfield to Bryce Hammond. Jackson. Jackson goes around the outside of Amir. That was good. Plays it infield, looking for the run of Hawthorn. Hawthorn did really well to get that under control. Will played his in quickly. Cade Lee now edging towards, and it came across the face of goal, but unfortunately for Australia, nobody was on that line. Bryce Hammond picks it up. Deflected it forward. Good defence again coming from Gurjot, who's back to help out the defence. India now looking to play it out from defence. Ankit Pal, nice little turn from him. Goes back into the defensive line as Jackson closes down. India have got it out over the 23. Good work again being done that time by Roshan Kujat. Amir Ali throws it out to PB Sunil. He's going to get closed down this time by Cade Lee. But they got it up the side. Good play again by India. When it looks as if there's no way out, these players have the confidence to play passes that the average person would never attempt. Rohit. Ankit Pal letting it run at the top of the circle. Unfortunately, that wasn't actually the best decision in the end from Surab. It was a good idea, but the player behind him didn't read what he was going to do. Krobolar feeding it to Toonan in the middle. Toonan likes to run, but plays a quick pass to Will, who helps it out onto the left-hand side. Toonan keep going forward. Andrew inside the circle has held it up well on the baseline. Forced out. Good defence again from India. But Australia getting some reward now when they're going forward, which they hadn't really got in the first half. Toonan, clever little pass behind his back, but it's gone straight to the Indian player. Here they come now, out of defence. Square pass, just making him stretch a little bit. Ankit Pal, though, gets it under control as he's closed down by Jackson. Wide it goes now onto the right to Rohit. Rohit calms things down. Anmol Ekka feeds it out to Ravneet. Ravneet up the line. Ankit Pal manages to find Hundal. Hundal looking to take on Hammond. Hundal, and that was up off the goalkeeper. It will ricochet for India. Trying to get it inside the circle again. Maisie run across the face of goal. It's gone up in the air. Good clearance. I think McCausland made the save again. So two sharp saves from Magnus McCausland. And now a chance to go forward. Looking to try and steal it away was Dakin Stanger. Dakin Stanger, the man who grew up in New South Wales but dedicated himself to Queensland at the age of 18. Will, dispossessed, edge of the circle, battles back to get it for Australia. Gets the free hit. Good work, Oliver Will. He's gone the 5 metres. Into the circle he goes, spins. Only hits it straight to an Indian player. Now he has to win it back all over again. And he's done well. He's got another free hit in the corner. Played it out quickly to Brick. Now it's Toonan. Maisie little run. Gets to the baseline. Looks to flick it across. Did he find a foot? No. Brilliant defence again. And Australia want to refer this one. Maybe he did find the foot. Well, certainly India not giving anything away. Ravneet was the man if he did, but I think the fact that the players are going straight behind the goal to put their protective gear on, Ravneet knows that it hit his foot. So well played. I think it was Will, wasn't it, made that run? I'm getting confused now because Toonan made a good run. And then Oliver Will. So it would appear as if Australia are going to have their first penalty corner. And again, it gives me a chance to acknowledge our sponsors. iJourney, a more personalised view of your career. Visit their website, ijourney.au. Project Innovations Pte Limited is a project management company located and working in Asia, but with experience beyond. And it is a penalty corner for Australia. So Oliver Will makes his way down to the baseline. And Ian Chrobala is waiting at the first battery. Dylan Downey is at the second. Chrobala has 3 goals so far. They go to him. It's not a good trap. Top of the circle. India trying to scramble it. Played into the body, was it? Well, Australia feeling they should have got another penalty corner. Certainly Chrobala, the man who didn't speak any English before he moved to Australia at the age of 11, certainly showing that he'd learnt a bit now. And not surprisingly, Australia have gone for a referral. And I think they will get another penalty corner, personally. So it gives me a chance again to acknowledge some of our other sponsors. If you're looking for a weekend getaway in Western Australia, 55 Preston. Go to Airbnb 55 Preston Beach and you are 10 metres from the beach, just an hour and 20 minutes from Perth. The ideal getaway midweek or on the weekend. Well, India now are stepping out. Also, your future, your time zone, your destination. Study Perth. Discover why thousands of international students call Perth home. Visit studyperth.com.au to find out why. And of course, One Active is fueling today's competition and backing tomorrow's champions. Hydration that keeps you going and gives back to the game. Learn more at oneactive.com.au. So we're still waiting, I think, for the decision to come down. India have pretty much put their protective gear on. They're ready to go if it is a penalty corner. Australia have placed the ball ready for a penalty corner. The decision has come down and it will be a penalty corner. So a good referral by Australia. They win their second penalty corner. Now just a reminder, India scored from their second. Can Australia do the same? So will they go with Chrobala again? India questioning something, not quite sure what that is now. Rohit is not happy about something. And now we've got to wait for the goalkeeper, Princedeep, to get back inside the goal. It's a face mask. I think one of the Indian players not having the face mask on. They are mandatory these days. So they go to Khrobalar again. And it goes into the first runner. So it will be another penalty corner for Australia. Australia just three from 9 they had before today. Dylan Brick at the second battery. Will they use him this time? Ian Khrobalar at the first. They still go to Khrobalar. He flicks low, looking for a deflection. It's hit the foot again on the way through. So penalty corner number 4 now for Australia. 33% conversion. They had the second best after Pakistan. In fact, they're not going to get a 4th. It has been deemed that it was too high. The umpire on the halfway saying and helping out his comrade that the ball was a little bit high. So India, after a sustained spell of pressure, finally get possession back. Rohit helps it forward. Back it goes again, this time from Priyabhata. Priyabhata goes back. Jackson will put on pressure on Anmol Eka, who slips as he throws it into the air. Andrew couldn't bring that one down. He's got it under control now. And Australia can build from the back. It'll come square all the way across now to Dylan Downey. Downey feeds it a Brick. Back to Downey it goes. Toby Mallon. Goes back to, oh dear, that's a bit misdirected, but it will be cleaned up at the back by Dylan Brick, who had to come running out of the 23 to collect. Downey now thought about going to the air. Instead, he goes square onto the left-hand side. Nothing down the right, left, says Australia, so they come back. Brick now. Brick held up as he tries to go inside the circle. The ricochet fell nicely for Australia, but Anmol Eka's got, it's Priyabhata rather, who's got it. Takes it into the corner. Now Jackson trying to run around Priyabhata. He's got the ball from the side. Brick, I'm not sure he stopped that before he played it in. He's got a free hit now just outside the circle. It's gone 5 meters. Mallon weaving one way, then the other. Gets it to Brick. Brick fires it across to the back post. And there is Sproul, who gets the equaliser for Australia. India just could not clear it. The pressure eventually paying dividends. And Oscar Sproul, the late replacement, gets his second goal of the Sultan of Johor Cup. And that is just what Australia needed with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Well, this game now is on a knife edge. Remember, they're playing for a place in the final. Both teams coming into this game unbeaten. Both of them wanting to continue that way. Australia 4-0 against New Zealand, 1-1 against Malaysia, 2-0 against Great Britain. India, well, they've let a few in. They beat Great Britain 3-2. They beat New Zealand 4-2. And they drew with Pakistan 3-3. So India, if you look at that, have conceded at least 2 every game. And I'm sure Australia will be aware of that. And it'll be in the back of their minds that they can get a second goal. Amir Ali plays it infield. Back it goes this time from Kingston. Priyabhata in the corner again. He's lost it. And there's a chance for Australia. Ooh, kept in play very well by Cade Lee. Cade Lee trying to turn again. Another free hit. He plays on quickly. Plays the ball into the circle. It's a trying to turn. Appeals for a penalty corner. And they've got them. Again, that was really good work inside the circle by Australia. And they are really piling on the pressure on India at the moment. So that was good work to earn the penalty corner. And the man who earned it was Matthew Hawthorn. So they'll be very happy about that in a certain part of Queensland, I can tell you. And his dad is here watching. Matthew Hawthorn, who was the Queensland 2024 Under-18 Player of the Tournament, went to Downlands College of Sport in Toowoomba. So now, another penalty corner. Dylan Downey lines up at the first battery. They go to the second, and it's a strong flick that time from Hawthorn. It's going to be Australia in front of goal. They push it wide, and there it is. They've got the second goal they were after, and it's really well finished. I think it was Patrick Andrew who's going to claim that one. He was the man in the right spot, right in front of the goalkeeper. And Australia now have the lead 2-1 against India, having been 1-0 down. Well, that is amazing. 2 goals within a minute. And Australia have gone from trailing to leading. And they are the ones now beginning to inch towards the final. And I have to say, it was the pressure down in the bottom corner. Priyabhata, unfortunately, turning over twice, which led in the end to penalty corner and a goal. Another mistake at the back from Priyabhata. Well, he looked as if he found the foot that time, so he will relieve the pressure. Well, Patrick Andrew, he must like playing against India because his first international goal was against India last year in the Sultan Johor Cup when Australia won 4-0. He's now got a crucial one today in the Sultan Johor Cup. Well done, Patrick Andrew. Some teams you just like playing against. Great defence by Downey. Desperation as he came across. He was not going to let anybody through. Gurjot was hanging around, and Ankit Pal's ball goes into the circle. Strong defence over the baseline that time, off the stick of Toby Mallon. So it'll be a long corner to India. They're looking to come back straight away. We've got just over 4 minutes left in this third quarter. Well, that was a clear push, but Australia have got away with that. Mallon literally, it was just a shoulder charge side by side. Infield it comes in now from Patrick Andrew, and it's Hawthorn driving forward. Hawthorn trying to lift it past Prince Deep, but the goalkeeper did well, came out, made himself tall. But Australia well on top, you'd have to say at the moment. Krobala happy to go square. Gets the ball back. Ian Krobala feeds it out onto the right-hand side. Dylan Brick now fires it in, and there's another goal for Sproul. Australia have got 3 in the last, well, I'll work it out in a minute because it's been so quick. It is 3 in 3 minutes. Sproul scoring 2 of them, and now India find themselves 2 goals down, just as they did against Pakistan. They're going to have to find goals from somewhere. And the one thing you'd say to Australia is do not switch off, because India will find something from somewhere. Australia, still the most miserly defence. They've just conceded 2 goals all tournament, both from penalty corners. They have not conceded a goal from open play. Now keep that in mind, because India are going to have to do something that no one else has done. Gurjot turns, Krobala goes with him. Gurjot into the circle, Krobala still with him. Gurjot still going, peels for a penalty corner from India, nothing doing, it's a 16. Well, Ian Krobala stayed with Gurjot the whole way. Did not overcommit. Dylan Brick now. Up the side to Stebbings. Stebbings throws it to the air. And unfortunately missed that time by Duncan Jackson. So India, 2.5 minutes left. You wonder what P.R. Srijesh's team talk's going to be to try and lift his team in that final quarter. 1 goal would have been bad enough, but to get 2 against a team that has not conceded a goal in open play. That is going to be a tough ask. And they've conceded as well, Australia, the least penalty corners in the tournament. It was 9 before today, and they've only conceded 2 today. So 11 in 4 matches. Ankit Pal now for India. Has to go back to his captain Rohit. Going wide now from Anmol Ekka. He'll get the ball back from Priyabhata. Anmol Ekka being pressured by Duncan Jackson. Rohit. Jackson comes across now to put pressure on him. Tireless from Australia. Ankit Pal. Ankit Pal held up down the sideline. Forced back out over the 23. Gets it back to Rohit, who misses the ball. And now he's going to be pursued. He's going back rather casually. Jackson, infield it goes. Comes wide to Ankit Pal. He fires it down the line, and the stick from Bryce Hammond just extends and pushes it over the sideline. Bryce Hammond, who went to St Peter's College in Adelaide. And if he goes on to make it to the top, he will be the first St Peter's international in hockey for Australia. Fred Gray played in the Sultan Johor Cup, also a St Peter's old boy, but didn't manage to, or hasn't managed yet, to go on to international honours at senior level. Rohit. Out wide it goes again from Anmol Ekka. Into the circle, Hundal! Well, long corner. Again, I think it was off the stick of Hammond, who was pretty quick to close down Arijit Hundal. And the umpire wanting a word. I think it's Manmeet and Dylan Brick. Both of those are never going to give an inch, I can tell you that. And Dylan Brick trying to hang with Manmeet, who's just trying to keep moving. Brick now reacts again out of your shot. Good ball forward again from India. They need to get it in the circle, though. We're into the final 5 seconds. Long corner. They won't have time to take it by the time the ball gets out there. There goes the hooter. And it's been a superb third quarter for Australia. Trailing 1-0. They came out and scored within 4 minutes. Sproul ended up with 2 and Patrick Andrew with 1. So we go into the final break. It is Australia 1, India 3. Australia 3, India 1.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Well, the India team talk was short and sharp and the players were out quickly. And I'm sure PR Sreejesh has said, get out there and win this game. Jay Stacey will be just wanting his team to just control this final 15 minutes because they've got their big toe in the final at the moment. If they can hang on, they will book their place in the final on Saturday, and their game against Pakistan will not matter so much to them. However, they will want to go through this tournament unbeaten. India get us underway. 15 minutes for them to find 2 goals, or possibly more. Priyabhata. Amir can't keep that in play. The pressure, is it beginning to show for India? Dylan down, no, it's, sorry, it was Brick from the side. Couldn't just see there's a gentleman in my way. Sproul goes back to Brick again. Krobala into Malin. Ankit, well, it's not Ankit Pal, it's Kujar right behind Malin. Malin keeps going. Kujar has to catch up. He did get a touch and onto the foot of Malin. Good work, Roshan Kujar. Having a stretch at the back. Priyabhata. Ravneet now helps it down the line. Manmeet, well, looks to cut in field. He played it forward. It's gone inside the circle. Krobala, safety first. Just puts it straight out over the sideline. Arajit Hundal makes his way across now. Round the back he goes into the circle. Flicked up and it's gone over the baseline off his stick. Much to the frustration of Arajit Hundal. From the Maharaja Ranjit Hockey Academy in Butala, Arajit Hundal. And just too far ahead that time of the run up the flank from Tom Campbell. You're going to see a few little errors creeping in as the pressure builds for both sides. Don't forget, these are under 21 players. They are the possible future players for the national team. Strong on the ball that time by Adrohit. And trying to get the shot away was Kujar rather. Kujar is there in the corner, trying to prevent the ball coming out. Dylan Brick is the man working hard in the corner. That's going to be an Indian ball from the side. Nice turn again, keeping possession well into the circle, but it's gone right the way through. Arajit Hundal was waiting. So too, inside the circle was Ajit Yadav. But it went between the two of them. Australia throw that one high into the night sky. Ravneet gets us underway, gets the return pass. Amir is up the side. Priyabhata finds Hundal. Hundal brings it down, taps it into the turf. Was looking, I think, for a free hit. He's stolen it back now, but he's been penalised for shooting the ball with his stick. So it'll be Australia ball. Comes squaring the defensive line to Bryce Hammond. Hammond, his locks flowing behind him as he runs out of the 23. Stolen away by Ankit Pal. Sproul using his stretch, but he's been penalised. Over the top it goes this time from Kujar. Driving towards the circle, laid back is a great chance. McCausland denies Australia, but it will be a penalty corner as his save went into the feet that time of Downey. So penalty corner to India. Their third. And remember, Australia have only conceded from penalty corners. As once again, I get the chance to promote our sponsors. One Active is fueling today's competition and backing tomorrow's champions. Hydration that keeps you going and gives back to the sport. Learn more at oneactive.com.au. And also, from all over the world, people are choosing this warm and wonderful city of Perth to live in, study and work. Study Perth, you know it makes sense. So Rohit at the second battery. Anmol Ekka at the first. They go to Rohit. He flicks, it's wide. It was a long, long way wide. In terms of the advertising hoardings, I think it hit the third one. So that was probably down to the pressure of the first runners. So Australia survive again. Stebbings plays it out wide to Downey. It'll come back to Stebbings. Hammond is offering his services wide. It comes to him. Deflection off the Indian stick. It'll be Australia ball just inside their own half. Toby Mallon leaves it. Hammond comes forward. Hammond takes it as Mallon walks infield. Good lead again, but put out over the side by Ravneet. Jackson leading well. Hammond again will play the ball in from the side. Goes back to Stebbings. Arshdeep looks to put on pressure. So too, the pressure was coming on the far side from Surab. Australia with Patrick Andrew. He turns onto the forehand, looking for a foot. And the penalty corner has been won by Australia. This is their 5th penalty corner of this match. As they stride forward, is this where they absolutely seal it? You feel if they get a 4th now, it is going to be curtains for India. The Australians go into a huddle as the Indian players put on their protective gear. And we acknowledge Project Innovations Pte Limited, an independent consultancy providing project management services covering all stages of a construction project from its inception through construction to completion. And of course, iJourney, a more personalised view of your career. iJourney.au. Check them out. So Downey at the first battery. And they go to Dylan Downey. And it's there for Australia. The captain, Dylan Downey, steps up and flicks it home and manages to beat Bikramjit. And so Australia do indeed have a 4th goal. And they are really now in the box seat. Just under 10 minutes remaining. And India, it's going to take something really special now, you feel, for them to find 3 goals in 9 minutes, 47 seconds. And will Srijesh pull his keeper at some stage? And of course, what this does is if India lose, their goal difference is going to be affected as well. So they're now on 7 points and 0 goal difference. Great Britain are on 6 points and +4. Pakistan are on 4 points with 0 goal difference. But of course, if India can win their final game, none of that will matter. Ravneet going infield. Held up there by Kingston. His pass back to Rohit. Little pass out by the goalkeeper. Under pressure wide, but done well is Anmol Ekka. Up the side, PB Sunil turns. I'm sure that went over the side. He almost concedes it. Oh, what a difference this Australian team tonight. Their performance from the one we saw against Malaysia where they were struggling to string passes together. Tonight they've worked as a team, they've battled as a team, and some of the passing has been exquisite. So whistle has gone, and they are changing their goalkeeper, not pulling the goalkeeper off. So Bikramjit is coming off and Princedeep is coming back on for India. So Princedeep will go back under the bar. He's trying to just drop off all his gear and put his helmet back on before we can get play underway. Although the whistle has gone, the helmet is now on. Anmol Ekka down the line to Amir Ali. That ricocheted up into Arajit Hundal. It's got to be the free hit because it came up off the Australian stick, so that's why it's India's free hit. Square it goes from Anmol Ekka to Rohit. Anmol Ekka again. Amir Ali helping it forward, and well, it was good running again. Distraction running from Matthew Hawthorn because it just made Ankit Pal, or I think it was actually it was Ankit Pal, just hesitate, and then the ball was gone. Australia throw it long. And Amir got it under control, then lost it, then it hits his foot. Free hit just outside the 23 for Australia. Hawthorn wanting to get on with it quickly. Hawthorn decides to shimmy a little bit, runs into the circle he goes, and it's going to be a long corner for Australia. Just gone past the halfway stage of the last quarter. Will slides to try and keep it in play. That would have hurt as he ran off the pitch. Different surface. And I'm sure he's lost a little bit of skin for his efforts. India showed a great fight back last night against Pakistan. It's maybe too much to ask for them to do it 2 nights in a row. Ankit Pal looking to feed it to Manmeet. Manmeet, lovely turn as he receives. He's being put under pressure. He's got inside the circle. Oh, and again he laid it in perfectly. But unfortunately for India, it was behind the 2 players inside the circle. Probably the one that had the best chance of getting on the end of it was Ajit Yadav. And that one brought down but comes into the body from Kingston. It's just not happening for India tonight. They can, of course, still make the final, but Australia, with this win tonight, will be assured of their 4th final at the Sultan of Johor Cup in a row. That's not a bad record in anyone's book. 22, 23, 24 and 25. Of course, the one record they'll want to change is they'll want to win it in 25. Great work into the circle this time by Gurjot. Jay Stacey said he does think about it as Gurjot makes a run inside the circle. Now it's a free out to Australia. And I think there was a little word said by Chrobala into the ear of Gurjot then. He just seemed to lean over him and say something. Jackson uses the 3D skill, still advancing down the side. Good ball forward to Patrick Andrew if he can find Jackson. And it's good defence, though, by India. They've got to get it out. Stolen away by Sproul. Sproul could get a hat-trick. He squares it. Appeals for a foot, though. And its penalty corner has been given. India are going to refer this. I think they felt there was a foot from the Australian player. And I have to say, I thought there was a foot as well. Well, the Australians are high-fiving each other because the penalty corner's been awarded. I suppose that's fair enough. It's got to be unawarded before you need to say anything else. Well, the Australian players getting into a huddle. Downey's coming on with a message from the bench. So they're working as if it is a penalty corner. Once again, I'd just like to thank One Active, the 3-stage hydration system, preparation, performance and recovery, designed to keep you performing at your peak from warm-up to whistle. oneactive.com.au. So the penalty corner rubbed out as we thought. So good referral by India. Rohit goes wide again. Priyabhata feeding it forward to PB Sunil. Gets the ball back. Australia don't mind them having the ball where they've got it at the moment. Rohit. We're into the final 5 minutes of this match now. Look at the pressure being applied in the midfield. Has to go back again. Thrown over the top. Amir Ali brings it down. Tries to turn. Good pressure again from Chrobala. Into the circle it goes. And, well, there was a little bit of pushing and shoving off the ball there. And it was Chrobala involved again. India throw the ball into the air once more. This time it's missed completely and bounces out of play. Taking their time. Downey to Chrobala. He'll get closed down now. Up the side it goes. Managing to find Campbell. Campbell goes infield. Working hard and a little touch takes it over the side. That was good work again from Dakin Stanger, the man from Ballina Coast High School. Campbell. And stolen but not fairly, says the umpire. Surab penalised. Campbell with the free hit. Campbell goes back to Chrobala. And stolen away from Toonan. Here is a chance now for Surab. Surab gets it into the circle and he's blocked at the edge. So it is a penalty corner for India. They're fourth. Australia, though, are going to refer this one. We have just over 3 minutes remaining. Penalty corner given to India. Australia referring it. And once again, I will just explain, we cannot hear the referrals or see any footage of what they're looking at, because that is just solely with the national broadcaster here in Malaysia. So apologies for that. I can't share any wisdom with you. We're in the dark like you, and there's no big screen here at the stadium. Once again, I'd just like to acknowledge the sponsors who've made the live stream of all the games here possible. One of those being 55 Preston. Go to Airbnb. It's Preston Beach, an hour and 20 minutes south of Perth. The perfect getaway for you. Just go to Airbnb and put in 55 Preston. And the penalty corner's going to stand, and Australia lose their referral. So India with their fourth penalty corner now. And you will see just on the scoreboard the little red dot, meaning they've lost their referral. Rohit is at the first battery. Can India pull a goal back? Goal difference could be crucial at the end of the day. We'll just have to wait and see. Waiting for the Australian players to get all their protective gear on. One by one, they come out from behind the goal. Toonan takes up his position. Rohit switches to the second battery. It's not trapped again. The pitch is not favourable. Hundal out wide for India. Trying to go on a looping run to get it back in. That's a good ball out wide to Amir Ali. Amir Ali was aware of the Australian coming back to defend. It came off the stick of Jackson, and it will be another penalty corner to India. But now we're in the final 3 minutes. Well, the Australians wanting to argue about it, but there is no opportunity. They have no referral left. The clock counts down. And India look to get ready. The instructions coming on from Amir Ali. He's going to have to get there pretty quickly because they've only got 12 seconds left. The man goes down to the baseline. Rohit at the second battery. Amir Ali is at the first. They go to Rohit. He flicks hard into the first runner. It will be another penalty corner. So once again, Australia's defence standing firm. This is now penalty corner number 6. So Australia's 15th penalty corner. They've conceded. No, sorry. I'll get it right in a minute. It's their 17th, and they've conceded just 2 goals. Best defence from penalty corners in the tournament. So Rohit at the second battery. They go to him again, and what did that come up off? Well, I think it might have been Hundal that got the final touch. And that's why he put his hands to his head. McCausland is just wanting to adjust his helmet. Maybe it came up, we can't have come off the goalkeeper because it would have been a long corner. So both teams ringing the changes with 2.5 minutes left in this match. Well, it was Don King, the boxing promoter, who said there's slim hope, and Slim has left town. Meaning that there's very little chance of India in this match getting a result that they would like. More time being run down on the far side, kept in play by Jackson. India trying to find a way forward, but look at the marking from Australia. Ankit Pal gets a little bit of a lead on Stebbings, feeds it forward now to Manmeet. Manmeet into the circle, try to pull it back. But it's good defence again, and over the side it goes from Australia. Good work once more from Bryce Hammond. And keep going is Adrohit. Back it goes to Ankit Pal. Amir Ali. India into the circle, but it will be defended again. A minute and a half left as the ball comes out to Anmol Eka. Ankit Pal fires it in. It's ricocheted all the way through. But unfortunately, Arshdeep couldn't get the shot on goal. It's going to be a long corner. Oh, no, it's a free. Is it? Yeah, it is. No, it was a free hit at the top of the D. For a second, I just thought they were taking it back to take the long corner. And Moleka squares it to Priyabhata. He fires it into the circle. Arshdeep running forward. It's another penalty corner for India. We have 1 minute, 2 seconds left, but it looks as if Australia are definitely going to play in their 4th consecutive gold medal match of the Sultan of Johor Cup. Jay Stacey has been in charge for all of those, and as he said in the interview at the first game, he thinks about those last 3 defeats, although they've had obviously different personnel each year. Many of those involved last year are back this year, and they want to put things to rights when they lost to Great Britain. Amir Ali again takes up his position at the first battery, but it goes to the second. Good save, McCausland, to deny Anmol Eka. And India, are they referring it with 52 seconds left? Yes, they are. So India deciding to go upstairs here. In fact, I think again it was Anmol Eka. Yep, just checking. So once again, we ask you, if you're thinking of advancing your education, follow at Study Perth on Instagram and see what your next adventure could look like. And of course, iJourney, if you're looking for a job, go on there, put your information in, and you'll find that your CV and your past career will look very differently from a normal CV and will be very attractive to future employees. iJourney.au. And penalty corner is not going to happen. It's a long corner. So both teams now lose their referrals. Oh, that is a good deflection from Arshdeep. He's got a consolation goal, and you just wonder whether that will make any difference later in the tournament. Arshdeep gets one back for India. Australia concede a second for the first time and a field goal for the first time in the tournament. And there are 45 seconds remaining. I just wonder whether the coaching staff will be annoyed about that one, or whether they'll just say, you know what, it doesn't matter. But it may be the fact that they didn't manage to hang on and keep the concentration going, but it was a great deflection from Arshdeep. Malan looks up at the scoreboard, throws it high and long, and he weighted that one really well. I can only assume that Toby Malan's an excellent golfer, because he just kind of chipped that one, and it had a lot of air time, hang time in the air, which ate up valuable seconds. Comes again now to Anmol Eka. He fires it forward once more. It's gone up off the stick. India need to get it into the circle. They got 20 seconds now. Ankit Pal will play it in. It's deflected kindly. Where's it going? It's right in front of goal. And it's going to be a long corner. India want to get it in there quickly. Ankit Pal's over the ball. The countdown started. They need to fire it in. Anmol Eka does. And it's caught the foot, but it is a victory to Australia. They remain the only unbeaten team in the competition at the moment. But more importantly, they have booked their place in the final on Saturday. India, well, they're going to have to come out and do it all again on Friday when they play Malaysia. And they just need a victory in that game to have a rematch in the final with Australia. Well, what a game we've witnessed. India holding the lead for so long. But in the end, the final score is Australia 4, India 2.
Are you tired of boring resumes? Meet iJourney, a digital timeline that captures your skills, creativity and character all in one place. Capture your career differently with iJourney.au.
Are you searching for a place where you can live and learn? Where you can immerse yourself in your studies and still have room to roam? If you want to find all this and still more, start here in Perth, Western Australia.